You're listening to the Extra Magic Hour, brought to you by Walt's Apartment Productions. Join the team in the studio as they bring you the spirit of Disney, Universal, and theme parks beyond through park news, history, and tips and tricks to make your next theme park vacation even more magical.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Extra Magic Hour, your park-centric show here at Walt Apartment Productions. I'm your host today. Yay, this is Amanda, and we're talking about changes and updates that were announced this week for Disney, Universal, and more. And boy, were there some updates and changes this week. So lots to get into. But before we get started, we got to thank our sponsors, Sunken City Design, Getaway Today, and We're in the Park. Big shout out to our lamplighters, our Patreons who are keeping that conversation going over on our Discord, which if you have not yet joined, you totally should, because all of us are in there and we're talking about theme parks all day long, sharing the latest and greatest news and our takes on everything and just having that conversation. So it's absolutely free. It's a lot of fun. Just scroll on down on your podcast player, check it out in the show notes, and come join the fun. Before we dive into our topics, let's go around and say hi to the rest of the crew. We have Courtney. How's it going, Courtney?
Good. It's Thursday. It's almost the end of the week, and I'm ready to talk some parks. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Always down to talk parks with you guys. We have Kelly. How's your day going, Kelly?
Good, good. It's been a long day, but we're here to talk some parks and some changes and some updates, and it's gonna be a good conversation.
For sure. And rounding out the crew, it's not just ladies' night. We got Kevin in here, hopping in and sharing his knowledge about the parks as well. How's it going, Kevin?
Everyone's going great. Happy to be here. It's not always that I'm on this extra magic hour, so I'm part of it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So before we dive into park news, we need a trip recap because Kelly had an amazing experience last weekend at the D23 Spotlight Series. Kelly, tell us all about it. And while you do, I'm going to be sharing photos from your trip. So if you are in podcast land listening to us, hop on over to our YouTube where you can see all of the photos and videos and everything that we're sharing throughout this entire episode. So, Kelly, take it away.
Yeah, this was D23's Halloween Bonanza. Um, Little spooky event to start off the Halloween season right at the beginning of October. And this took place at their Glendale location. It's like right next to WDI. It's right next to Imagineering. It's where the old Air Central Airport is. And they've kind of repurposed it into their like presentation hall. So and like a lot of people have their offices there from D23. So I guess that's their work office. So it was fun seeing that. But as we got onto the lot, it's kind of like a little grass area. There was photos to be taken of the backdrops and everything. We were given a credential for food and drinks, and it was kind of like a carnival atmosphere. And so there was like little booths you could go to for like a churro and cotton candy and popcorn. And this was all before a big presentation on Sleepy Hollow and illusions and special effects in rides. And so it was a fun event. Everybody kind of dressed up in their Halloween spooky event vest. You could go full costume or you could go just spooky little witches. I went with a couple friends, Bryn and Julie. And the pictures you're showing now are from the Heads Will Roll archives exhibit they had on display. All kinds of Halloween spooky monsters from different films. Billy Burcherson head was on there. This was a Japanese head that was given to Walt Disney. I don't know. Things from Alien and crazy things. Um, both of us, all of us were like, oh my, everything, all of it staring at us. But there was also a DJ, and he was dressed as Billy Butcherson himself, and he was doing trivia over at the stage, and you could win some prizes. There was some lug pumpkin bags that were being given out. And it was all decorated with skeletons and we could go trick or treating, and they had lots of different photo opportunities. So it was a very fun event. I would say it was worth the price we paid. I think we paid $85, and that included the presentation, getting on the lot. You got a taco or a hot dog with one of the redemption from the badges, and then you got caramel apples. So they cut a whole caramel apple and put caramel sauce on it and whipped cream and sprinkles. And then you got a beverage with your tacos or your hot dog. And that was what was on your tabs on the credential. And then you could get unlimited churros, popcorn, cotton candy, and trick or treating. You could go trick or treating to all the trick or treat spots if you wanted candy. So it was a very fun event. I enjoyed it.
You know, if
That's
they had sold
awesome.
it as unlimited churros, I may have signed up for it.
Right?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
I
they
did.
did
I
again next
mean,
year.
they did have on there that there would be snacks. Now they did not specify that it would be unlimited churros or that the churros would be free. So we did eat beforehand, but we did get a bunch of food. I mean, I was so full by the time I got out of there. We had tacos. We had the caramel apples. We had the cotton candy. The cotton candy was pina colada flavored.
Oh my God.
So it was like a pineapple Dole Whip almost. And then the churros were pretty good. Yeah, and they had axe throwing. You could it wasn't like an actual axe. It was just like a blow up axe. But you could throw it. I think I have a video of us throwing the axe. But I think Julie has it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't think we have that for today, but maybe I'll try and get a hold of it and post it on socials. Because it was kind of funny because all of us, for the first time, we threw the first axe and we nailed it, and then it was just downhill from there. It was like Courtney will remember when I tried to do the bow and arrow at Princess Night.
at Princess Night. She did the bow and arrow and it went over the wall.
Oh.
Did
Over the
everyone
wall.
survive?
Yeah, everyone survived. Maybe a
Okay.
wooden plank didn't survive. I don't know.
Oh.
But it was kind of fun. So, the lines for things, we kind of hit things right at the right time because, we had just had lunch, so we kind of did the caramel apples first instead of the tacos. So we missed the line for the caramel apples because that got longer as the night got on. And then we did the tacos later, and so the taco line wasn't very long. So we kind of did things opposite from everybody else because the food line was kind of long at the beginning. And once they had two different presentation times, so there was a presentation at 5 and a presentation at 8. And once the first presentation let out, there was a lot more people out and about in the courtyard area that they had. But I wouldn't say anything took very long.
That's good.
Good.
Yeah.
How'd you do at the trivia?
We knew a few things, but we were not fast enough on the hand. Yeah. And he did a couple of score trivia, and I'm not very good at scores. I can't tell what score is what. So
He tells John Williams, so from there, who knows, right?
Right, exactly.
yeah, but
Well-
even John Williams, I can't tell the difference between themes and things like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it wasn't, even though it was Hocus Pocus, I
Yeah,
didn't know what
But
it
John
was.
Debney sounds the same too. So
Yeah, so
John.
I was not very good at the trivia. However, when we weren't at the stage, like standing in front of the stage for the trivia, I knew all the answers to the questions he was asking.
Of course.
Of course.
But it doesn't
So
count because you didn't get the orange leg bag.
yeah, it did. Yeah, so
Better
it's
luck
okay
next year.
though. Yeah, better luck next year. Um, me and Courtney did a event with D23 last year for Halloween, and it was a little chaotic because it was like in the heart of Hollywood at the Roosevelt Hotel on Halloween weekend, and this was much more chill, much more chill.
Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, but I enjoyed
Awesome.
it.
Awesome.
That's so exciting. Thank you so much for sharing your recap. And that sounds awesome. We'll have to check that out next time for sure.
Mhm. I hope they
All
do it
right.
again.
I
'cause
hope
it
so
sounds like an
too.
amazing
Yeah.
event.
Yeah,
Yeah. And there was a
it
good
felt much
turnout,
more
right?
like the Christmas on the lot, except a little smaller.
Okay.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Cool.
let's dive into some theme park news right off the bat. We have some new news coming out of Disneyland and the Storybook Land canal boats. So, Kelly, what can you tell us about this one?
Well, we're finally getting a new addition to Storybook Canal Boats, and it is going to be Rapunzel's Tower. So it looks like it's going to be somewhere
Right
in between.
I think it's gonna be after the patchwork quilt, right before you get to Arendelle. So it
Yeah,
looks
I
like
mean, I
it's
feel
on that
like
one.
the patchwork quilt you can kind of see in the background there
Yeah.
of the artwork, so that's probably pretty accurate. And you can kind of see a house back there. I can't remember which house that is.
It's
Um,
probably the Snuggly Duckling, probably. I don't know. It
no, like
didn't say it was gonna be, but
Yeah, I can see
no,
that
It's a
because you have
it's a
the
fine
the
guess.
yeah,
the archway with the lanterns that they would then play the music of.
yeah. So I did read that they at night they were going to do I see the light when you go by it, and during the day they're going to do when my life will begin during the
oh,
day.
okay.
So the lanterns will
Interesting.
only happen at night.
Well, that'll
That's
Like
give it a
awesome.
rewritability because
yeah,
Yeah.
like the story. Yeah, I read that.
I think that's the first
Um,
time they've done an interstitial like switch of songs. Like,
yeah, yeah. Well, I think they can't do the twinkle lights during the day as effective as they can at night.
yeah.
So they're gonna switch the songs up when they do that. And currently, it's closed for refurbishment for them to put in the tower, and it's supposed to reopen this winter. So hopefully soon.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I
for
know that they've been
Christmas.
really. Yeah, that'd be cute. I know that they've had a lot of scaffolding up, and they're working hard on it. So I'm
Hmm
excited.
Yeah, over on Imagine That, I've been bringing it up every week. I think that ride is currently closed for refurbishment, so we'll see what they add to it. So it's going to have at least an announcement.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
I thought
didn't
it was
think they were gonna add anything, so I'm surprised
I
that
was
we
hoping
got
for
anything.
something. I
Yeah,
thought it was a little
well,
weird
that's
of a
good.
choice when they have the Rapunzel's Tower over at the Fantasy Fair already.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
but then I was like, but they also have
Well,
Toad Hall over in Fantasyland as well. So I'm like,
true.
I
And
don't. There are no
they
rules.
did build Route 66 in like they did
In
build
Roots,
yeah, Radiator Springs in Radiator Springs. So,
Yeah, hmm, that's true. If you on the ride, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because if you
yeah.
go
when
on
you're on
Radiator Springs
racers,
Racers,
you're
you're
in the
going
town.
through
You're just
Radiator
walking
Springs.
in.
Yeah, but you have it
All
right
right,
here.
so there is precedence. All right, I'm okay with this one.
Yeah, yeah, there's a little bit of precedence there.
All right.
All right.
Well, let's head over from Fantasyland across the way to Pixar Pier, where there's a fun update that's caught everyone's attention. Kelly, what's happening over at Pixar Pier?
Yeah, we've got a new character alert over at Pixar Pier, and we've got Partysaurus Rex. Everybody remembers the short, right? The Partysaurus Rex short. And he's gonna be in his horns and his wig, and he's got his bracelets on. Uh,
It's gonna be a
Awesome.
rave.
yeah, it's gonna be a party.
I love it.
I don't know
I love
exactly how long he's gonna be there, so if you want to meet him, you better get there fast.
I assume it's just
That's
for the Halloween season.
I was gonna
Like
ask if
this
it
is
was
his
seasonal, but
costume.
like looking at him, he's not really like in a season. So because I don't think
He's
that's short.
not.
Was it a Halloween short or not?
I
I
don't. I
don't think
know
so.
because
Mm-mm.
I think it's just a bath time. Like it was with all the bath time toys
Yeah,
Hmm.
short. So like
It
that's
was
so
the
where
bath
it
time
was.
rave. It was the rave
Yeah.
at in the bath.
there you go.
But I'm interpreting it as they're using this as his Halloween costume.
That makes sense.
Because Rex just showed up in the parks recently. Like he hasn't been there that
Right.
long. So
Yeah,
Well, I think
I
it's
don't think we've
always
seen him yet
awesome when we
either.
have. No, we haven't. But I
I
think it's
haven't.
awesome when they introduce new characters. So the fact that they're switching it up and adding new things to existing characters, even though like we just said, that Rex hasn't been there for that long, it still gives you a new reason to go and check him out. So I love that.
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking of updates, we have some exciting news happening at the Disneyland Hotel. So let's swing on over there. Courtney, what's going on over there?
Yeah. So Disneyland has finally filed permits to remodel Trader Sam's and Jetta Tiki Bar at the
Ooh,
Disneyland
is
Hotel.
that a good thing or bad thing?
No, it's a good
Everybody
thing
loves
because
to.
no, it's a good thing because they're going to update the show lighting and effects. They're going to put probably more air conditioning or decent air conditioning in there, and they're going to put tiki torches outside, I think. Um, it's not clear if Tangaroa Terrace is also going to be included, but it is expected to begin in early 2026. They do say that the permit entry um, is for tenant improvement, replacing 42 gas tiki torches with epoxy anchors at exterior, install air conditioner at electrical room, replace interior show effects, show lighting and lighting systems with mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So they're just like making it all brand new, basically.
And that's awesome too. Because I think, again, for those who have been there, seeing a newly revived, but still keep the same theme, the same vibe, but just zhuzhing it up a little bit. And I think some AC is definitely needed in there. Sometimes it could feel a little stuffy, but yeah, I'm all for these changes. And I saw in some of the comments of the post too, of like, please don't make it too long of a refurb. Please open it soon. So
People got to have their tiki fix, like
they
seriously.
do.
Yeah.
They do. All
Well, that's
right.
why I was
Well,
like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because people
yeah.
love Trader Sam's. Like, I don't think there's any person that thought there was anything wrong with it. Maybe air conditioning, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Except it needs to be bigger because it's a long wait list to get in.
Yes, that
Yeah,
is
it was
true.
definitely a surprise hit for them. You could tell when it came out. They
No,
Yeah.
didn't
yeah.
know it was gonna be as popular as it was, or has long it's been that popular too. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
about time they
Right.
expanded. If that's what they're
I don't think in that permit, but I hope it's in the plans.
Right. All right. Well, from tiki drinks to fine dining, we got some new news just a couple hours ago of a new restaurant happening in downtown Disney. Kevin, what can you tell us about this new update?
Sure. We are recording this on Thursday.
True.
This is October 9th. And yeah, there's going to be a new eatery on top of the Earl Sandwich that's currently being built over on the end of downtown Disney over by, I don't know what else is over there. You have, I always forget the name, Din Tai Fung. Did I get it right that time?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
it's on
Din
that
Tai
side
Fung.
of the downtown Disney. So on top of the new Earl Sandwich, you have a new restaurant by Gordon Ramsay and Earl Sandwich. They're like collaborating on this. It's going to be called the Carnaby, and it's going to be a 60s style London theme to it, and it's going to be food by Gordon Ramsay. And they actually have some of his like top hits where there are a lot of Gordon Ramsay restaurants around the country. They're kind of big in Vegas, so that's where Amanda and I have had most of our Gordon Ramsay food. But they're going to have the beef Wellington on this menu as well as his fish and chips and the sticky toffee pudding, which all
Ooh.
are amazing options. It's going to be able to get those over at downtown Disney. We'll see how the versions are over here. Obviously, I don't know if it's going to compare with the really expensive beef Wellington in Vegas, but we'll find out. I'm still excited about it. Yeah, I was looking it up. Apparently, the closest Gordon Ramsay restaurant is about 2 hours away from Anaheim, over in
Oh.
Valley Center, California. It's by like a Harrah's casino. I didn't
Hmm.
even know the area existed. And then over in Florida, the closest thing they have is on International Drive. There's a fish and chips. So Gordon Ramsay Fish and Chips is like one of his restaurant chains. They're all around the country. There's one in Vegas, and then there's a few smattered here and there. And yeah,
Yeah.
so it's interesting to have where this is the first one really like on Disney property. So we'll see how
Hmm.
it goes from here.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last time me and Joey were in Vegas, which was like about 2 years ago now, it was like Food Network threw up all over it. Like there is
Yeah.
no like just regular dining anymore. It's all like Bobby Flay, Gordon Ramsay, Hell's Kitchen, Chicken
I don't know
Guy,
if
Guy Fieri. Like it's all good food. It's great, but it's all Food Network stars.
I don't know if he was on Food
Well,
Network.
I
He's more of a
mean,
Fox star.
yes,
Gordon Ramsay? Oh yeah, okay. That
yes.
was
Hell's
but
Kitchen
they
Yeah,
is
did
on
Hell's
have
Fox.
Gordon
Kitchen,
Ramsay.
Master Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
They
on
didn't have
Fox.
any Master Chefs, but they definitely had Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And it was
I'm
pretty good.
excited about this. I'm excited about all the new restaurants and things coming to our downtown Disney. I really have loved the additions of like D-Lander and the Marver store and the Parkside dining and all of that. So I love that our downtown Disney is getting a facelift. It needed it, and I can't wait for the barbecue restaurant. This just
Yes.
adds to my list of things that we're gonna have to try.
Yeah.
And like me and Courtney just spent a couple hours of there a couple weekends ago because we were going to the Honda Center for the night for the Jonas Brothers concert, and we just went to downtown Disney and ate at Earl's Sandwich and shopped around for a little bit so that we were in the area early enough to go to our concert. But I'm really enjoying what they're doing to downtown Disney. I know people haven't really enjoyed the look that they're going for, but I'm enjoying the food and the atmosphere that they've made, especially with that whole lawn area that's doing concerts and movies and different things. I love that they're utilizing the space.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're really trying hard to make it a destination again. Because
Yeah.
before it was just a quick walkthrough of, some shops that you're like, all right, unless they have something new, it's a seasonal thing, you don't really have a reason to go through there. But now they're really making it a destination. And like you said, Kelly, they're putting in a ton of restaurants, brand new things that we're going to want to go time after time after time. It's going to reduce the capacity at the parks for when it comes to that dinner time, because there are so many new options over there. It's really going to fan out the crowd a little bit. So I'm really excited too, especially when you take that monorail loop in. A ton of destinations are right there, and that's where the new hub kind of area is, like you're talking about. So I think it's very well planned. They definitely know what they're doing over there in the planning department and make it. But yeah, definitely excited for what's coming down the line.
And I feel like it's starting to feel like Florida's Disney Springs feels.
Mhm.
Like it's kind
Mhm.
of like alive again. Like I kind of felt like downtown Disney was like almost dead feeling, like just like you said, just like a walkthrough. Like I'm just gonna walk through it to get to the hotel, or I'm just gonna walk through it to kill some time or something like that. And now it's kind of like an exciting destination again, um, where you can see all types of different foods and different shops and things. I know we've been into the nectar shop and they've given us a whole tutorial on how to wash our hands with all the soaps and stuff. So like it just
But
feels a little more
they
alive.
actually did go viral on TikTok with their little spray lotions. So they're completely out of those. They had them on sale for like two for $11, and it was just like a little travel spray lotion. And TikTok totally made them go viral. So
Wow.
there, yeah, we went in there when we were gonna do the Jonas Brothers concert, and Kelly was like, "Oh, do you guys still have those little like um lotions?" And they were like, "It went viral and we sold out and we're not going to get them back for months." I was like, "Oh
Dang.
no."
Yeah, I
Well,
was like,
that's
that
good
was a
for
pretty
them.
good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
See if
Interesting.
it can
But
be.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm really loving all the things that they're doing to Downtown Disney, and I cannot wait for them to complete it.
Yeah, for anyone
I
who's
don't
like
think we need a
watching,
Lululemon though.
oh
Agreed.
yeah, for anyone watching who doesn't know like why the area felt so dead though, a few years ago they had the proposal to build a hotel over in that section of downtown Disney, and they closed down a lot of the stuff that was over there. Where you had the ESPN zone, you had the Rainforest Cafe, you had a full-on movie theater, and all of that was closed down. The movie theater was demolished. It's like that part of downtown Disney just felt so sad for a few years. So it's good to see
Yeah,
Yeah,
things kind of slowly coming back. Even if it's a Lululemon coming in, I'm still okay with that. That's
I
better
know.
than just being an abandoned building. So I'll take
I
yeah,
it.
do agree with that, but I just was like, you have D-Lander for all the expensive stuff, so like, why do we need a complete store dedicated to Lululemon then?
It's
well,
a
Yeah.
whole different
Lululemon
line
is,
of expensive. Oh,
yeah, it's, I mean, the workout wear is very wearable. Like I see a lot of it in the parks. It's not very size inclusive, but um I hope they change that one day. I don't know. But the I think that shop's gonna do well there because the people like to wear that type of stuff to the parks. I've seen it
I
all
get
over the
it.
parks.
I get it.
Um, so I think it will do well there. Plus,
I just rather wear Crowned Athletics. So
well, yes, and I wish that they had a shop in downtown Disney, like they do over in Florida. But we'll see. You know, things will change. Maybe they won't do well, and things will turn over again. Who knows? Um, yeah.
Yeah. For me, it just seems like an odd location. I think
Mm,
like the Avengers store that's over there, like that little district is more of the boutique.
right.
So in the higher end. So having a Lululemon store where the Avengers store is makes more sense to me than having it in the old ESPN zone. Now that we have like a level
Yeah.
99 in Disney Springs, something like that makes more sense in the ESPN zone,
Yeah,
not
for
a giant
sure.
Lululemon store. So
Yeah.
I just think that's it's the imagine that of like what would I put in there?
right.
Well,
But
I do think that it is a missed opportunity not to have something that equivalent to an arcade or a level 99 or a escape room or something where people can go to do an activity because right now the only activity that you can typically do is bowling. We have Splitsville still there. But you used to have House of Blues, you used to have ESPN Zone, and you used to be able to kind of hang out and do stuff in downtown Disney. And now it's kind of just restaurant central and shops and things like that. But with the music over at the stage and them doing movie nights and things like that, uh, it is a little more event. It is a little bit more of an event space now. But I think that they think that people don't want something like that there because the park is right there, and if you're gonna do something, you're probably going to the park. But maybe that's a wrong way to think.
But then you also have that like rest day where like maybe you're only going to go to downtown Disney and you don't want to go over to the Garden Walk because it's across the street and down the street and stuff like that. Then you could have something like level 99 right there and you don't have to have a park ticket. So that's just what we're all like kind of saying is like if you
Oh
have an
yeah,
escape room or level 99 kind of thing coming in like that, then you don't have to leave property to go and do something else.
it would
for
turn
sure, for sure.
it would turn downtown Disney into a half day park essentially. The more
Yeah.
experiences you have, the longer people are going to be there, and more people would have more things to do other than like you said, just eat or shop. So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
still miss the void personally.
I do
Me
too.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Void.
we enjoyed that. I wish they had come up with more IPs to do it with. I know they did the Avengers, the Star Wars, and the Wreck-It Ralph.
Mhm.
But they could have taken that in a very
So many different
multiple,
directions.
yeah, so many different directions.
Darn COVID ruining everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No VR
Boo.
fun for us anymore. Yeah.
no.
But still, there's still opportunities there's still
Yeah.
spaces within downtown Disney to bring it back in some
I
capacity.
mean, Universal brought in Escapology for their escape rooms over at City Walk, and I think Disney's really missing the mark there. I think they need to bring something like that to downtown Disney or Disney Springs or anything like that.
Hopefully they're working on it.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Cross our
I
fingers.
know we had mentioned in our Discord that the old Rainforest Cafe, most of that is still vacant or is just storage, and is like half of it, or a third of it is the Star Wars store. Take all of that out, keep the rainforest theme if you want to, and make some sort of jungle obstacle course, escape room, something rather. There's so many different directions, and while keeping the same outer shell, or knock it down, build something new. But
Yeah.
there's still little
Yeah.
pockets that you can do something with. So
Oh yeah, and I think um, and maybe Lululemon is just getting like a temporary little storefront. Who knows? But I think I think it would be really cool if they put in some type of like uh, like a ropes course or like
hmm
a jungle gym for kids to blow off some energy or something like that. And I think parents would take advantage of that too if they didn't have a park ticket or they didn't want to go into the park that day.
Yeah.
well, if you need to get your park tickets and plan your next trip to Disney, Universal, anywhere in between, you need to contact our friends over at Getaway Today. So let's take a moment, hear more about them, and we'll be right back.
It's been a great show so far, but who's ready for an ad break? Did you know that the best way to keep our shows going is by supporting our sponsors? So, let's get to know more about the travel experts at Getaway Today. They've been helping to make vacation dreams come true since 1990. And whether you want to visit the happiest place on earth or to travel to Orlando for a most epic adventure, they are there to help. Are you trying to find out which hotel is your best option or which theme park tickets will work best for your visit? Are you concerned that you might need a last minute change? No worries. Their travel experts will help you out. Looking to book a cruise but don't know where to start? Hey, they can help with that too. They will find the perfect cruise for your vacation, whether it's your first time or you're a well-seasoned cruiser. When you book your cruise with one of the Getaway Today experts, you will have a dedicated agent to help you every step of the way. They take care of the details so you can have the most fun. Getaway Today offers peace of mind travel, allowing you to cancel or make changes up to 72 hours before your trip. You will always have the most up-to-date vacation information, both pre-arrival and upon welcome. Getaway Today guarantees the best prices, with no hidden fees, and every time you book through Getaway Today, they will donate a portion back to a charitable organization in your area. And so far, over $4.5 million have been donated. So go ahead and dial 1-855-GETAWAY, that's 1-855-438-2929, and be sure to tell them that Walt's Apartment sent you. Or just click the link in our show notes for more information and the best deals to start your Disney, Universal Studios, or cruise vacation planning. What I'm trying to say is, if you like to travel, check out Getaway Today. Alright, so now it's time to get back to enjoying that view from Walt's apartment. Let's get back to the show.
All right. So definitely contact Getaway Today. They've helped all of us out for our trips, and we know they will help you out too. All right. So we're going to shift gears slightly and talk about something that a lot of guests were talking about this week, and that was the lightning lane system going down at Disneyland last Saturday. So, uh, my feed was all ablaze with this. I don't know about you guys, but the line at guest services was all the way to the train station for City Hall to get refunds, and people were very, very upset about the system being down. But it wasn't just the lightning lane system, it was the whole app. So my mom and I were
Oh.
actually, yeah, we were actually there on the 4th, and
Oh,
the
wow.
app was so glitchy, it was insane. So we mobile ordered,
Interesting.
yeah, we mobile ordered for Hungry Bear. We were at the park entrance. We were able to badge in, no problem. We went through the gate, and I marked, I tried to pull up the app to go to my mobile order because it was in like 5 minutes or whatever. So I was going to mark, I'm in the area, start preparing because we had some stuff. So it never loaded. It never loaded. And I was like super close to just going to the email to prove, hey, I have an order because I couldn't access the app. I had to keep
Wow.
refreshing. I restarted my phone thinking it was something with my phone, and eventually got to the point where it came up. I marked I'm here, and then it said, "Sorry, we're having an error. Like, please see a
Okay.
cast member." So I went up to the
Mm.
cast member and I was like, "Here's my number for my order. Do you have it in your system?" She's like, "All day. It's not happening all
Oh,
day."
oh
So
no.
it's for everything. So the lightning lane system, the mobile app, anything you needed the app for, or the mobile ordering, anything you needed the app for, it was not working properly. So
Oh,
you
no.
guys are big on the lightning lanes. Have you guys ever experienced something like that?
No, one time
No.
when we were there, like, it sold out on us where, like, one of
Hmm.
us couldn't get it, and we got refunds for that, but I don't think we've ever been there and experienced where, like, the entire place it had an outage.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
the app is always it's always a little glitchy at Disneyland because everybody's on it, everybody's using it, and that's the big fear, right? That like if the app goes down,
what do you
you're
do?
done.
You
Like
Yeah.
what's happening? Like that's why like everybody wants the paper fast passes back. They don't want to be on their phones too much. Their tickets aren't on their phones. Everything. Um, and this is kind of the reason why, like it can't all be digital. But yeah, that's crazy. I'm
I didn't know
sure
you guys were
those cast
actually
members.
there. I thought that was just a picture somebody took. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a nightmare for cast members. I feel for them so bad, and I feel for the guests who paid and couldn't use it. I'm glad that the mobile orders at least were kind of going through, and you could kind of prove that you bought something with the email. At least they send an email too. Um, but
I mean,
yeah,
at
this is
least
kind
that's a
of
good backup.
yeah, that's a good, and I'm sure there's proof. Yeah, you get an email with when you buy Lightning Lane too, but there's no proof that you didn't use it.
Right.
Um, but or like the lack of usage was because of the app being down, but I'm sure they knew that because it was a universal wide problem. Um, so I feel for everybody that was there that day that had that issue. That's crazy.
Well, that's like a few months ago, like, they couldn't let anybody through the turnstiles because they had a universal blackout,
Yeah.
kind of thing too. So
Yeah,
That was
and
working.
this is kind of just the uh, the
pains of having the
pain
digital
points of
age.
being of the digital age where everything is run by systems, and those systems are as reliable as they can be, but sometimes they're down. Like I know I go to work sometimes and I can't even log in, it's like you never know what's going to happen, and like the systems at Disney are not immune to that type of thing. Hopefully we can all give the cast members grace and not blame them for these things that's out of their control. Please don't yell at the cast members. It's not their fault.
They didn't make it go down to make your day suffering. Like they didn't do it.
um,
Well,
I swear.
It's not
yeah.
personal.
on the flip side of this, though, I do wonder if the standby lines were going a lot faster on that day, because I know lightning
Mm,
lanes wreak havoc on the standby line.
right.
So, I mean, it
I
would
mean,
be an
during
interesting case
COVID, when
study.
there was no lightning lane, standby lines were, I don't
Oh,
think
that's
there
not
was any
true.
standby lines longer than
I mean, there are
20
also fewer
minutes.
people then too. I mean, obviously,
That's true.
but
That's true. But yeah, I'm sure standby lines were long,
Like
but maybe they were going quicker, hopefully.
Yeah, the my mom and I didn't really go on any rides. The ones that we did go on, it was shorter than the posted wait time, but I don't
Okay.
think that they might not have been able to update it on the app. Um,
Mm,
but as far as the posted time, actually, actually seeing what the wait time would be, it was less than what was posted.
okay.
So that's good.
Well, that's
Well,
That's
good.
probably why,
Yeah.
because there's no lightning lane.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
right. Everybody was getting
Yeah.
refunds for
That's right.
it.
All right. Well, while we're on the topic of guest experiences, the big news of the week was an increase in ticket prices and experience prices. So,
Hmm.
Courtney,
Yeah.
let's hash through
It's
it. Let's
right. It's October. That means price
It's
increase
October.
time. Although I kind of feel like they haven't touched the magic key prices in a while, but I could be very wrong about that. But at least at Disneyland, it feels like I've been paying the same, or at least the last 2 years. Um, but then again, I just let it roll. So, um, but yes, this is basically, I think, the first time I've seen like ticket, like price increases, like across the board of everything. So ticket prices increase. So you have your 0 tier, which is your 104. That did not increase. That is going to be the lowest price that you can pay for Disneyland tickets. Your tier one went from $126 to $129. Your tier two, 142 to 149. Tier three went from 164 to 169. Tier 4 went from 180 to 184. Tier 5 went from 196 to 199. And Tier 6 went from 206 to 224, with the park hopper increasing from $65 to $75 to 70 to $90. That's a big range for a park hopper, but I think it depends on if you have multiple days or what level ticket, like what tier level you get. For the for the magic keys, Imagine and Enchant did not increase, so they're going to stay the same. Those are the lower tier passes, so they're Imagine stays at 599, Enchant stays at 974. Believe did increase from 1374 to 1474, and Inspire went up from 1749 to 1899. So that is I think that was the biggest increase for the passes. Lightning Lane went from, like, I guess the top tier price of $36, because it can fluctuate between days of how busy the park is, but I think it topped out at $36. Now it can top out at $40. The Lightning Lane Premier Pass, which gives you unlimited, that was between $299 to $399. Now it can be anywhere between $399 to $499. $499. So $500 a day per person for Lightning Lane to have unlimited. Parking went up from $35 to $40, and preferred parking went from $55 to $60.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people do not
Oh,
like paying $40 for parking.
well, I know that like Universal for their preferred parking is $60.
Yeah.
Um, so we're in the ballpark of what other parks are charging. Um, but
Mhm.
man, those lightning lane passes that is just astronomical. I just
Yeah.
don't understand.
And if you're doing monthly like payments, like we are, me and Kelly are, I think right now I pay about 155 something for my pass each month. And if I did the math correct, which I don't know if I did, I got 18.99 divided by 12 months is roughly about 158. So if you put it in a monthly looking at it, it's only about $3 more. If that's correct, I'm not sure if it is, but they say it's about an 8% uh, hike on the
Yeah.
price itself. So I don't know.
Well,
It's
it went up
definitely
about $50.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's about right. Because it says the old price was 1749. which was
The
about
new price is
50. Yeah.
$18.99, right? So that's
Yeah.
That's
150 more.
150.
Oh, 150.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
okay.
But it's one of those
I
things of
can't do
like,
math either, apparently.
that's okay. It's
So
late.
yeah, it's over $10 more a month though.
Right. But it's one of those things like you have to really factor it out for you and your family. How often are you going? And like for Kevin and I, Kevin bumped down his pass to the Believe because we both don't need free parking. We both don't need the 15% discount. We're usually driving the one car, so
Yeah.
we'll sacrifice a couple of blackout dates and we'll save a few $100, you know. So it's one of those things of really take a look at your personal situation for you and your family and what makes the most sense. And again,
Yeah.
shameless plug, go ahead and contact our folks at Getaway Today because they know all the ins and outs and might actually have some additional deals that are only exclusive to the travel agents. So be sure to check them out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
what else is
also
going on?
yeah,
Yeah.
along with the gate prices and the annual passes, um, they also up the price of the anything that's extra. So if you want a lightsaber from Zavi's instead of $219, you're gonna now pay $249. That's before taxes. If you want a droid from Droid Depot, it's no longer $99, it's $119. 99. 119.99. Plus tax. And then Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, it went from 8 packages to 4 packages. And you get fairy godmother visits, but I'm sure the prices went up. This one doesn't have the price, but um, it's everything went up about $30 to $20 went up that much. So the experiences are going up. I saw that they increased the price of food across the board. Like popcorn went up, churros went up. So all like they just increased the price of everything.
I believe these are price increases directly affected by the tariffs.
Some of it may be
Because
that for sure.
no, it is that for sure. Because
Well, the food though might not all be tariff related. That could
because
just be
I think the food
money
is to
related.
cover some of the costs. I do think that is probably it. Ticket prices always go up. Their ticket prices, whatever they readjust every year for the ticket prices. The experiences, the things that you make, the toys that you get, the dresses that the kids get, all of that is made somewhere, and all of that is
Yeah.
getting tariffed right now.
It's all
And yeah, and my company, the one that I work for, we have multiple meetings on hours a day on how we can combat the tariffs, and the only way to do it is to push it onto the consumer. And I'm sorry, Disney's got so much out there with materials and things that are probably being tariffed like crazy. And yes, they're a company that has money, but they need to find their profits and make their profits still. So all of these price increases are tariffs.
I was going to say it also covers the cost of the materials needed to build what they're building, like for Avengers Campus and Avatar and stuff like
That
that.
is
But
probably
all of that,
also being
exactly. I was
tariffed.
just going to say,
Yeah.
like, all those materials are being tariffed too because it's
Yeah.
steel, it's wood, all of it's lumber, it's all being tariffed.
And it all goes up again in like a week. So
Hopefully they bought it and it's on its way if it's
yeah.
not there already.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just looking it up
But
'cause I
like
was thinking about the food too before you brought it up. I'm like, I saw people on Facebook were saying the food prices went up. I hadn't looked to see how bad it is. The current price of a corn dog at the Little Red Wagon is $11.29.
Oh,
Yeah.
remember
I
that
know.
one time it was
I still think of it.
$4?
Yeah, I still think of it as like the $5 corn
The
dog. Yeah.
$5 corn dog.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
$4.75 with a bag of chips. I don't understand
It's
what's
no
happening.
longer the $5
Crazy.
foot long at Subway. Sorry.
Yeah. And I
What?
think even though those materials aren't coming from overseas, obviously it's food. But our food at the grocery store has gone up a lot, and so I can guarantee you their prices of their bulk buying in food have gone up. For whatever reason, I don't even know why our food has gone up, but like the farmers and everybody has to they raise their prices, so it's all trickling down to the consumers, and um, yeah, that's just the way the cookie crumbles right now.
Yeah.
How
Or
it all
doesn't.
works.
Yeah.
But with the bad
Yep.
news, there was some good news. We are getting a 2026 California resident ticket deal. It's a 3-day park hopper for $249. So California residents can save over 50% on a 3-day park hopper ticket to enjoy both Disneyland Park and California Adventure for $83 per day for a total of $249. And you visit on 3 days from January 1st through May 21st, 2026. And they can be used on non-consecutive days, and tickets go on sale December 3rd.
I mean, honestly, if you don't have a magic key, that's probably the way to go.
Yeah, that's going to be your best bet.
Yep. So mark your calendars for December 3rd. That's when they go on sale, like Courtney said.
Mhm.
Be sure to have a reminder for the day before so you are well prepared.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Is-
also, like a little travel, I guess a travel tip is
travel tip.
do we
Wait,
have
wait,
that?
wait.
Do we have it?
This is the Travel Minute, brought to you by Extra Magic Hour and Walt's Apartment Productions.
Thank you, Sam.
So, a travel tip is usually once they raise the prices, they give like Getaway Today and all the other places like Getaway Today. They give them about 2 weeks to sell the tickets that they have at the prices they were before the price raise. So, if you don't want to wait until December 3rd to get that 249 3-day ticket, you probably could purchase them from Getaway Today at last year's price for next year.
That is a great tip.
Yeah.
All right. So that was about Disneyland, but what's going on over at Walt Disney World? Everything's still the same, right?
We
Courtney?
wish.
I
Florida's
wish.
still in the United States with those tariffs.
What?
I did not see if they increased their food prices, but I'm sure they did too. But they are saying that a single day ticket price has officially gone over the $200 mark for the first time. So the highest price tickets are now up to $209, a 10 increase revealed with the opening of 2026 bookings. They did also increase the annual pass prices for the second time in a year, and Lightning Lane multi and single passes also hit new record highs. Let me see if I have that one. The annual pass. So annual passes. So the Pixie Dust Pass, which is the Florida residents only, is now $489. The Pirate Pass, which is Florida residents only, is $869. Sorcerer Pass, which is Florida residents and DVC members, is $1,099, and the Credit Pass, which is available to everybody, is $1,629 now. So those are the new prices, and it said that it was an increased amount, combined up to $180 on some pass levels. So
I'm surprised that they haven't brought back the Coast to Coast Pass.
I was just
I
thinking
want
of the
it
Premier
to.
Pass. I
Yeah.
was wondering what
I
it would
would buy
cost
that in a
these
heartbeat.
days.
Same. Like,
I don't even know how much it would be these days.
I know it would probably be way over $2,000 for sure.
oh yeah.
I know it was getting up there.
We got it
Um,
like a decade
just-
ago. I think it was like $750. And I remember thinking that was really expensive back then.
Right.
So, yeah.
And right
Only
now,
if they had-
what I would give to go back to $750 for both their
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the multi-pass and the single pass options, the latest increase is Magic Kingdom multi-pass now up to $45, Epcot multi-pass up to 37, Cosmic Rewind single pass is 22, and Tron Light Cycle Run single pass is now up to 23. Those are the only numbers I have. But
So far, I'm sure they'll come out with
so far,
another. This was just yesterday's news, so
I know it all
give
dropped on
them a
the same day. They did good
well,
news and then they did bad news all in the same day, and they
it's
didn't
Oh,
even
really
that
give us
happened.
time to prep.
They
Oh yeah,
they
they
Like,
wanted to
sandwiched it.
bury it. They wanted to bury it. They wanted people to pick up the good news.
right. Well,
That's always a thing.
speaking of good news, let's transition to some happy news. Kevin, what do we know about the new attraction, the new update to
All
Rock
right.
and Roller Coaster?
So Rock and Roller Coaster, for everyone who's been paying attention, is going to be losing the whatever they're called. Oh my
Aerosmith.
gosh, I already forgot. Thank you. That's how much I care
Aerosmith.
about them. Apparently, it's very stupid habit. Um, yeah, so they're losing Aerosmith for the Muppets, which I'm all for. We've known this already. That's not news. But what is news is they released a new poster. And on this poster, if you look closely, it says summer 2026. So we finally have like a time frame kind of roughly. But also importantly, it says that it's gonna have special guests, including the Great Gonzo. Now they already had Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog on the poster that they showed back in August, so that wasn't news. That again, we already knew that they were gonna be part of this. But the Great Gonzo, and it says and more. So that means that we can have some more actual traditional Muppets. Since, as everyone knows, we lost them from their show that was over on the other side of the park a few months
Right.
ago. So yeah, so I was looking it up. Summer, it can either start Memorial Day weekend, which is Memorial Day is May 25th next year, or the summer solstice is June 21st. So it's
Hmm.
sometime starting out then through usually Labor Day. So that's kind of when summer ends. So that's beginning of September. I didn't look that day up, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be around that time frame. Hopefully it's before the end of the summer.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for an
Yeah.
earlier opening. But yeah,
I mean,
so
I'm pretty sure, and I was definitely sure on Cosmic Rewind, it's going to be Memorial Day weekend, and it was.
yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they love to open things up on Memorial Day weekend. So I'm thinking that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think we'll get previews before that. Cast member previews, annual pass previews. So I think it'll be open kind of like in May. But I'm super excited for it, and I'm
I'm
really happy it's
ecstatic.
not going to take them 5 years to do this, like Tron.
So Tron, yeah.
But they already have the roller coaster built. They had to build a whole roller coaster with Tron, so we'll give him that. Give them that. But
During COVID.
yeah,
Yeah, knock on wood, there's no
I'm
pandemic between now and then.
Yeah.
right.
All right,
Yes, but I'm
not a
super
guarantee.
excited, and I love the Electric Mayhem. Their music, I think they're so cool. So I'm excited to see what songs we can um ride to and all of that. So
Yeah.
I'm
I also
excited.
did see that they did, well, we did get the news earlier in the year that Scooter was going to be an animatronic. They did say that Scooter may not
Yeah,
be the only animatronic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I
that's
think
exciting.
it's they're showing like concept art of the animatronic in there for Scooter and all of that. That's so cool.
I mean,
That
Muppets
is
I
definitely
can't
very
lend
wait.
themselves to animatronics pretty easily, so
Yes, yeah,
fingers
Mhm.
crossed they finally have it going here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. And I just love how colorful everything is. Like I love
yes,
the red guitar, don't get me wrong, but seeing this concept art, it's gonna be great at night. It's gonna really pop with the lighting effects that it looks in this concept art anyway. And it just feels like a really great time. So I am all for this change and I can't wait.
Yeah.
I will
I
definitely
think it's gonna bring some life and some making it feel electric and alive again back in that corner.
Yeah.
yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, last year Amanda and I went on that Rip Ride Rocket that they just closed over at Universal Studios in Florida, and they had like the special key you could put in, and it would play Rainbow Connection.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so if we can get that to occasionally show up on this ride, I'll be all for it.
Absolutely. I
That'd
want a
be
roller coaster
wonderful.
to Rainbow Connection. Yes.
Very much so. And I want like an Electric Mayhem version of Rainbow Connection.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that
like
would be
this.
awesome.
wouldn't that be awesome if it was kind of like a headbanger to
Yeah.
the roller coaster? I mean, like, I love Rainbow Connection. I love the sad, slow versions. I love to cry to Rainbow Connection. But I think it would be really awesome if they like redid it and reimagined it as Electric Mayhem song.
I completely
I'm all for
agree.
that.
You can't have
Yeah.
a slow song and a fast roller coaster like that. It doesn't quite work.
No.
So
Again, we
I
did it
completely
at
agree with that.
Universal, and it was wonderful.
Yeah,
So it does
Not
work.
the
I mean,
same.
Rip Ride Rocket is a little like I think it was smooth. It's like a smooth roller coaster. I remember riding it to like Gwen Stefani
Kevin's
or
like,
something.
no.
Like I don't know. Like
There's a reason
I
why
just
they took that
remember
ride out,
riding it to
though.
like Gwen Stefani.
But as
I
great as
did.
that. Go ahead.
I wrote it to Limp Bizkit. I was like,
There
yeah.
you go. But see, that's what I'm
Rolling.
saying. Like you have those twists and turns, and it was fantastic. It was a great surprise to have Rainbow Connection
Mhm.
on Rip Ride Rocket, but it was like, but I'm on a roller coaster. Like you need a
Mhm.
faster
Yeah.
moving song for that. So
I don't want it every time. Don't get me wrong. I just think
no,
that like just a few
those are
times a
good.
day, have that be a surprise for those guests. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's like everybody wants to rule the world on Cosmic Rewind. Like it's one of my favorites because of the way the roller coaster hits certain beats of the music, but it is a slower, smoother ride than like the conga or September or like the upbeatness of the other songs sometimes. It's more
Makes sense.
chill.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of music, we got some new music dropped this week. So, Courtney,
Did.
what are we listening to? What's going on?
We are listening to the soundtrack of Unfairly Ever After, Villainous Unfairly Ever After. You can stream it now everywhere, including Apple Music and Spotify. It includes all of the songs, especially the one Cruella DeVille sings, um, which I think is Cruella DeVille, and then Captain Hook's song "Never Smile at a Crocodile." And even like the opening number that the mirror sings. So if you love the soundtrack of, and I think Maleficent sings like Once Upon a Dream. So like if you love the songs from this show, you can listen to it 24/7 now because it's on Spotify.
Have you listened to it?
I have not because I haven't seen the show
Oh,
yet.
okay. So no spoilers. Got it. I was gonna ask you how you felt about
Oh,
that
yeah.
that Magic Mirror song. So okay, I'll ask
I
you when we
haven't
get
Ask
to
us
heard
that.
it yet.
again in December when we've seen
Yeah. All right. No
it.
spoilers then. All right.
That
Yeah,
makes
in
sense.
those playlists.
I did want to share real quick. So, in that same vein, so I follow the actor who plays Captain Hook in this show,
Me
and
too.
he posted. This is Tom Bradford's page on Instagram, and he posted that he was just so stoked because he is credited with the Captain Hook song. So he got a
Nice.
record
Oh,
that has a Captain Hook painted on it, and it has
that
the
is so
song title
cool.
around the side. So he is just so excited, and he got to go to the Roy E. Theater or recording studio and record. So that is a look at the record there. So he's
That's
sharing
so
his
cool.
story of recording
What
that.
a
So
moment! Like
right,
to be casted as Captain Hook in a show at Hollywood Studios, and then to be on the recording of the soundtrack. I think only a few people know what that feels like because there's only a few soundtracks out there to rides and things like that. So that's so cool. That's a cool moment.
He's in the same vein as the cast of Rogers the Musical because they did get to record and it's on Spotify too.
That's
there you
true.
go.
They have a record though, like that, a vinyl.
I don't think they got a vinyl of it. I'm not
I don't.
sure. Nobody said anything, but they are on Spotify.
All right.
Well, speaking of creative artwork, If you have not yet checked out our good friend Luis Medina over at Sunken City Design, then you definitely should go on over to Instagram and check him out. Sunken City Design. He is working really, really hard on his new showpiece um, set that is going to be next August. So mark your calendar. It's a whole month long next August. It's called Sacred Art. And it's going to be his entire collection as well as some new pieces, some friends of Lou, and all of just there's so much stuff that's going on, so many things planned. So definitely stay tuned, be plugged into his social channels. And if you are on our Discord, which again, you should, because he's always dropping the latest and greatest piece that he's working on and any of the details about the show. So, Sunken City Design and our good friend Luis Medina.
Yeah.
All right. So back to Disney and Toy Story Land over at Disney's Hollywood Studios got some news in that there's some construction walls that were happening next to the restrooms of all places uh, at Toy Story Land. And now we've got a new permit, which is super exciting. So this is for a project that's titled DHS Toy Story Snack Kiosk. So we're not quite sure what this is really going to look like, but it's along the pathway towards Galaxy's Edge. So if you're familiar with that area, it's like the in between. It's right across from the alien saucers. So,
Okay.
but we're not really
Yeah,
sure
I
what
know
kind of snacks they'll serve.
when we were there were walls on the other side of that walkway also, which is where I was hoping to be instead
Mm.
of like touching the restrooms. That seems a little weird for a
Mm.
snacks shop, so
It does.
I don't know.
Well, people are speculating like more seating is going to be involved. So maybe there'll
That
be
makes sense.
seats by the bathroom, but I don't know if I really want to sit by the bathroom. But
Well, over at
Yeah.
Avengers Campus, you have seats kind of close to the restroom. I mean, they're not
mhm,
that far away.
yeah,
So as long as you put like a
no,
little divider up or something, it might not be as weird.
right.
I'm thinking this is going to be like a typical snack stand, like a maybe like a grab and go snack stand, like one of our grab and goes that we have at Disneyland, because they have their quick service restaurant, they have their sit down restaurant in Toy Story Land, and I feel like they're maybe lacking like a kiosk
Snacks.
with just like grab and go snacks, like pickles and fruit and things like that of nature. I'm not sure if we're gonna get like themed food here, but we might. I don't know.
I was thinking the exact same thing because Disney's Hollywood Studios only has one spot like that, and that's on
Mm,
the other side of Sunset Boulevard,
Yeah.
at the
ah,
Anaheim grocery like produce section. So,
got
um,
it.
so having something like this, it makes sense in Toy Story Land, because you have like that lunchbox snack or eatery right there on the other side of the restroom. So it fits in with that lunchboxy theme of that quick grab and go snack items that you would have in your lunchbox as a kid. So
But and I was also thinking that like Toy Story is so hot, there's no shade, and if there is a better place to just grab a quick water, a quick snack, a quick drink, instead of standing in line for the quick service or the sit down restaurant, it might be better for the guests in general. Because it gets so hot back there and there's not a whole lot of shade. There's not a whole lot of seating. I hope they add seating, like you said, like maybe they'll add some seating around it. But I definitely think this is going to be like a grab and go situation.
yeah, my my thing with that was just walking around the park in my head, and I don't think there's a quick service spot like that. So it would be very nice to see that. If they do extend the seating area back a little bit, I'm I'm concerned about the sightlines from Galaxy's Edge
Ah,
Yeah.
because from that side you can already see Buzz Lightyear really clearly from Galaxy's Edge before you leave Galaxy's Edge,
oh,
and I fear
okay,
that with the extra seating that you would put back there, it the transition wouldn't work. So
got it.
that would
Mm.
be my only thing. They're not doing construction. They're doing construction on the other side too. We did see those construction walls. So I don't know. They would make more sense to have the seating over there. So
Okay.
Yeah. I was just thinking that like when the last time we were in Toy Story, they didn't even have the sit down restaurant when the last time we were in Toy Story. But like I was dying for like water or like fruit or like or
Something.
something, just something. And there's not a whole lot back there. So I was just really hoping that this would solve that issue.
And I
Yeah, I
think
mean, I
I
know
think it
the
will.
Galaxy's Edge does have the Coca-Cola kiosks.
Right.
So I
Right.
mean, well, you do have that option. Like, you just walk
Yeah,
into
and
the
I
store.
know that's like steps away. It's not like ours that it's like hidden back
It's a
behind
trek, yeah.
everything. But like you do kind of get landlocked in Toy Story Land somehow, or we at least did for a while. So I think having a water stand or a soda stand and some fruit and some pickles and things like that will help
Yeah.
being
I
in Toy
mean,
Story.
the kiosk that Kevin's referring to, I think it's just drinks. It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
snacks like that or fruit. So
I have like
I'm for the
popcorn
change.
sometimes.
I just have that small little caveat. But
Yeah, no, I get
thing of
that.
construction, the last part of construction that they had over in Toy Story Land was to add the umbrellas to the lunchbox eatery.
Mm,
So they're working on it. I think they know it's an issue.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
we shall
for
see.
sure.
Slow
Stay
but
tuned.
steady.
Yeah. All right, so moving on over to Epcot, Frozen fans have something new to look forward to. Courtney,
And
what
actually,
is the update?
yeah. When I read this one, I was like super excited because when they put out the animatronics for the Frozen ride in Arendelle in Fantasy Springs, everybody was like, oh no, no, we can't have our Epcot ones anymore. No, 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 no. So they heard us and they're updating the animatronics in the Frozen ride. So we're not going to have the digital faces anymore. Or at least that's what we hope.
Yes.
Yeah, they're supposed to resemble the ones that are at Hong Kong, Disney World of Frozen. So,
Yeah.
yeah, super excited about this. These animatronics need an update because while they were great when they first were presented to us, they were the newest, latest technology. They are not anymore.
No, they are
So,
not.
yeah,
And with doing the World of Frozen in Paris right now, like working on that, they could, it makes sense to make multiple of these animatronics and put them in where you have this ride. So as long as you're updating them and making new ones, might as well replace the old ones because nobody's going to want that anymore.
And
I
I
mean,
will
and
say that this is super exciting because this is what we saw at the last D23. So we
yes.
saw Elsa's head with the hair and everything. We got to see how her features moved. So to see it in action on the ride, it's something that they actually were implementing. It's not just something that they're testing. And
Mhm.
so that is really exciting to see because sometimes we get a lot of blue sky and things don't happen. This is an example of it actually happening, and that's really refreshing.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
do want to say, just in Disney's defense, the current animatronics look much better in person than they do in photos or video. Video especially, it
Right.
gets really wonky with the light coming from behind it. Some people who haven't been on the ride before, they just see those videos and those photos and think that looks terrible, but in person it's not
Right.
as jarring. So I
No,
just want to
I
give
mean, and
them
we've been
the
there in person.
yeah.
I totally get that. But if you put that animatronic up against the Hong Kong or the Fantasy Springs one, like you're gonna
Oh yeah.
want the Fantasy Springs one,
Yeah, I'm
honestly.
not
Well, like I
complaining about
said,
them changing it. Yeah.
like I said, when we got those animatronics, it was the latest and greatest technology of the time, and that ride has now been in Epcot for a while. So, it needs an update, it needs a refresh, and they're like, we're gonna give you the latest animatronics that we have in our arsenal, and I think that's a great idea because otherwise people are gonna think it's run down or broken or not working. But yes, they do look better than they photograph because of the digital projection that is uh, projection mapping on their face, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it
Mhm.
is?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a Madame Leota, but like
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
an animatronic
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
Well,
current day.
speaking
That way.
of the latest and greatest, audio animatronics, we have another look at a new character coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I might be sold on this just a little bit more.
He's
Still
so
on the
cute.
fence. Kelly, fill us
I
in.
mean, I mean, the picture says it all. If you're not
Oh,
on our YouTube watching us, you better get on it because the Clawhauser animatronic and the Zootopia Better Together, whatever it's called.
Nobody
Better
knows.
together.
Yeah, Better Together. It looks so cute. I don't know if this is in the queue or if this is in the show or what, but I cannot wait to
I'm
see
thinking it's
this.
gonna be the pre-show. I think it's gonna
Yeah, it
be
might be a
under the
pre-show.
tree in the pre-show. Like,
Yes.
now
Um, yeah.
I think he is where Hopper used to be, and he's
I,
in the
I was
show.
thinking that as well. I was thinking that. So
'Cause I
like
remember
I said,
from
I
the
don't know if
early.
it's in the show. I don't know if it's in the queue. Hopefully, it is in where the Hopper animatronic used to be. But we are going to get to see this because it is opening November 7th in Animal Kingdom, and we are going to be going in the first week of December. So I'm so excited to see this. I'm so excited to see what this animatronic does. Does it talk like Mr. Potato Head? Does it like interact with you, or does it interact with the show? He looks incredible, and just like one of our Tiana's animatronic, or our Frozen animatronics, or the Beauty and the Beast animatronic. So I'm so excited. Um, I we were watching Dancing with the Stars this week, and we got a little preview of a new character coming to Zootopia 2. We have Robert Furwin, or Robert Irwin, um, as a koala,
Koala
and
bear.
there was a new trailer, and we got a little hint of a new song from Shakira as Gazelle. So I'm excited about this movie. I'm excited about the show. I think it's a much needed update. As much as we don't love it in the Tree of Life, I'm hoping that the show brings it all together and makes sense.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. It was December of 2023 when the ride opened over in Shanghai. The
Oh, okay.
Zootopia Hopper suit that had their own Clawhauser animatronic that I've been hoping for ever since I seen the video for that. So yeah, so
Yeah,
hopefully it lives
nice.
up that standard.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's not too often that we get news from the wide world of sports over at Walt Disney World. So, just before we started recording, we got some news. Kevin, what's happening in 2026?
Yeah, they had a presentation. This is, if anyone who doesn't know, the Savannah Bananas, one of the leading things, I guess, in the world of fake sports. Um, they
They've
at
gotten
3:30
so
p.m.
big.
on Thursday, they announced not their schedule, but the teams were going to be, I guess, for the year, and they added two new teams to the roster. You had the
Oh,
Loco
cool.
Beach Coconuts and the Indianapolis Clowns. But they also announced that May 29th and 30th of next year, over at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World, you're going to have the Loco Beach Coconuts playing the Party Animals, which are two of the teams in the
Oh,
Savannah Banana Leagues. So you don't have the Savannah Bananas going there themselves, but it's still going to be a great time. I'm sure it's going to be a riot.
I
I don't know much
mean,
about the
the
Loco
Savannah
Beach Coconuts,
Bananas,
but
I know, sold out Angel Stadium for the day that they were there, and I think more people went to that than an Angels game.
Yeah.
oh, I'm
Just
sure.
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
They're
Definitely a
hilarious.
wide range. And
it's
it's like a
sold
one
out
day only
all
event
night.
usually. This is 2 days, so I'm sure it's
Oh,
going to be
Yeah, it's
yeah.
packed.
amazing. I
Um,
love watching their TikToks. They are so funny.
for anyone who doesn't know,
They are
getting
all.
tickets for a Savannah Banana game isn't super easy. You go
No.
to their website to join to become part of their lottery, and you have to choose just
Mm.
one of the locations. So if they're going to be like in your local area and you want to go to that game, you can't do that and the Walt Disney World game. You have to choose one or the other. and they
I
ask
Oh.
you
know
for
that.
your name, your address. Like they get really like, this is you, So if there's two people in your family who want to do it, you can both choose two different spots, but there's no guarantee that both of you will win the lottery to get to buy tickets. So yeah, it's definitely a interesting challenge here. I know
Oh,
last year
interesting.
I went to sign up for the lottery for Anaheim, but like the website kind of glitched on me, and then when it reloaded, it sent me to Albuquerque for some reason, but I didn't catch it until I submitted. Then it was like,
Oh.
right, you've submitted your choice for Albuquerque, And I remember when the day came, it was like, hey, you won like the lottery choice. You can buy tickets for your Albuquerque game. I'm like, I don't live near Albuquerque, guys. But there was no way to change it. Once you put it in for that year, you are set on that.
Oh
So be very careful when you're choosing your
no. Guess
option
you're
on this
flying to
website.
Albuquerque.
This was last year or this year, so I did not go. We just gave up on going to it. We watched it on
Oh.
TV. They do stream on Disney
Mm.
Plus and YouTube and ESPN sometimes. I think it was on HBO Max recently. They go all over the place.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're working their contracts, but yeah, so they're a lot of fun. If
Yeah.
you haven't done it or haven't watched, we haven't watched in person yet, but we watched on the streams and they are hilarious. Definitely a weird show, but it's fun.
It's
Not
awesome.
regulation baseball.
No, but it really should be. All
Sure.
right. Well, whether you are visiting Florida for the parks or Banana Ball, Orlando travelers are getting a brand new pedestrian bridge at MCO. So this is exciting. Um, I don't know if where exactly this is. I'm not entirely sure of the layout for the Orlando MCO airport, but it's connecting Terminal C with the train station and the Terminal Link. So it is going to include moving walkways for quick, easy access, and more expansions are already on the way in 2026. So this is huge for travelers heading to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, all the places. And anytime you can make your airport experience better, I'm all for. So kudos to the MCO crew for making that happen, making it a pleasant experience for us travelers as we go to their state. So
So are they saying like you can use the pedestrian walkway instead of the train? Is that's how they're connecting it? Is that what it is? So you don't have
it's
to wait?
it's connecting the terminal with the train station.
Well, it's
So
connecting
like it's
Terminal
a
C,
pedestrian. Yeah.
Which is the
which is
brand
kind
new
of far
terminal
out there. Yeah.
they just
Oh,
built
okay,
that.
okay. They just built that. Okay. I was a little confused, but okay.
Yeah. So our usual A's and B's are going to be the same as they always have been. So, but if you're in an airline that
Got
goes
it.
to Terminal C, you now have an easier access to the rest of the.
They just called it like a pedestrian walkway, and I was like, well, so you don't have to take the train,
Pedestrian
or is it
bridge.
it's a
Yeah, it's
walkway
confusing.
to the train from Terminal C?
Right.
Okay,
I'm
Right. The
assuming it's just
latter.
a shortcut.
Yeah.
got it.
It's
Yeah.
it's a moving walkway too. So
Oh, that's
Yes, I
nice.
Ooh.
heard that one.
yeah.
You can tell Disney was not
Oh
involved with that.
Yeah.
no.
So sad.
Because where they do have moving walkways is over at Universal Orlando. So we
Mhm.
got some brand new news over at Epic Universe this week. Courtney, what's happening over Epic?
Yeah. So Universal was kind of announcing, I didn't put it all in there, but they were announcing that their holidays start on November 21st. But also, they did announce that Epic Universe, since they didn't get anything for Halloween, they are going to have Christmas, and especially the holidays are coming to Harry Potter Paris. So we're going to have Christmas in 1920s Paris. um, yeah,
I'm excited. I am excited.
Do they
they're going to have
decorate
Christmas
the other
cheer.
Harry Potter lands for Christmas over there?
Oh yeah, they go all out for Christmas.
I can't picture
Mhm.
Diagon Alley with like Christmas decorations.
Well,
They
I
just go
mean,
and
our
post the
Hogsmeade, it's
photos.
Christmas all the time because it's snow
Yeah.
on there, and I
Ooh, we
think
have
But
that
there's
at
they
They have
also
this.
Disneyland.
do
Yeah,
garlands, don't
garland
over in
they?
and
Florida,
stuff.
they have the snowman up year round, so it's hard to tell.
Mm.
I'm
But
I'm
so
excited because we're gonna actually get to see this.
yeah,
Because when we
that's
go,
what I
it
was.
will be Christmas time. Because we are going the first week of December. So I am really, really excited to see what they have in store for Christmas at
Yeah,
Epic.
and it looked like they were gonna decorate Celestial Park and stuff like that for Christmas time too. So they did confirm holidays is coming to Epic Universe, even though it's only been open less than a year. So
But
I
that's
think
really
that's
exciting.
amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing because I mean, people are still visiting for the first time. Like me and Courtney will be there for the first time, um, but they're still giving that natural experience that you would have in a theme park that's been open for longer
years.
than a year or less than a year. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
And plus, it for those who have been, I don't know, have they haven't extended the passes to be for the annual pass right
Mm-mm.
now? Okay, make
No,
sure I didn't
and
miss something.
they haven't done multi-day tickets either, but I do remember we shared an article a while back that they are going to start that, at least the multi-day tickets, in 2026.
That's
So
great.
we'll start getting that, but I don't know if they'll extend the annual pass to Epic University just yet.
Not just yet, I don't think.
But for those
Nothing has
who
been said.
are going, that have been before, seeing something brand new, it's a brand new Harry Potter land. Like we haven't experienced something from this, Paris world. So it's going to be
Yeah,
really exciting. So we need
I'm
a full
excited.
report. Lots of pictures.
Absolutely. But
Yes, for
before that,
sure.
we need a full report from your Halloween Horror Nights experience.
Well, let's put a pin in that real quick. We need one more story before we get to that.
Okay, you
So,
got it.
um, there's always been some talk, not always, but recently there's been some talk about the Simpsons and how
Mm.
long are they going to be at Universal Parks. So, Kevin, what's the latest on this?
No, we don't have any actual updates. Let's be clear about this. But last Sunday, there was an article in Entertainment Weekly where they talked to Matt Selman, who
Mm.
works on The Simpsons. And the article has where they're asking him like kind of his opinion on the Simpsons area of Universal. And in it, he kind of really describes Universal Studios Hollywood more than Orlando, but he uses the term in it that it would destroy them to remove the Simpsons. And a lot of places really took that little bite and started posting it all over social media, kind of went everywhere saying like, "Hey, the guy who works on The Simpsons says that you will destroy Universal Studios if you get rid of The Simpsons." Obviously, he's fighting for it to stay there. The reason why it's even coming up is because if you know the way the Universal Studios works with their contracts with places with I guess brands that aren't Universal owned, you have Marvel over at Islands of Adventure, and they signed a contract with Marvel in perpetuity, meaning they can keep renewing that for as long as they want to. But when they signed the deal with Fox to get The Simpsons back before Disney owned Fox, they didn't have that same contract. They had it at a set time, and people are speculating that that's going to end in 2028. That's the current
Mm.
speculation. No one really has seen the contract and told about it because they signed saying they wouldn't, but that's what everyone's speculating. So that gives 3 years for Universal to figure out what to do with the Simpsons land if they cannot renew it. So that's the reason why this question's even coming up. And there's been rumors from all over the place saying like, they're going to replace it with Pokemon or whatever, who knows what. I think Lord of the Rings and Wicked, all kinds of things have been popped up as options to get over or to overlay that area. If you've been to both parks on both coasts, you'll know that the Simpsons lands in quotes are very different places. Like over in Hollywood, they really did build it up. When they first put in the Simpsons ride, it was just the Simpsons ride kind of hodgepodge park, but then they built it up to feel like Springfield all around it. So it feels like you are in a dedicated Simpsons land now, but really all of it is just kind of a thin veneer on the buildings. So it's not impossible for them to take that down and easily retheme it to something else. And even the ride itself has never really been like a crowd favorite. I don't think I'm being
I think it makes a lot of
controversial with
people
that.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
With the motion sickness, it's
yeah,
a screen-based ride, so I think a lot of people get motion sickness on it. And
yeah. It's
honestly, they
also
have not been keeping
Updated
up
it.
maintenance very well
yeah.
on it. It feels run down. It feels like you're kind of in a rundown theme park when you're on The Simpsons.
But
It's kind of
that's
an
the
older
point.
CGI too. It's
I
3D
mean,
animated. It's not 2D.
Yeah.
It definitely feels
yeah,
odd for Simpsons too.
yeah.
So
It feels odd. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like a latest and greatest attraction anymore. Um, and honestly, I don't see Universal wanting to keep it in their park when it's not their IP. Why do they want to pay Disney for their IP
I don't know.
in their
I have a
park?
different take on it though. I think Universal will fight to keep it. Maybe just a little couple years more until they figure out what they want to do with the space or something like that, because they're focused on Fast and Furious right now. But I think they will fight to keep for it, and I don't think Disney wants it in their parks. So if you want Simpsons still in a theme park, the best deal is to let Universal keep it for maybe 1 or 2 more years or whatever they decide on, and maybe refresh it up a little bit, put something else in there, or at least
I
update
wouldn't
the
be
screen.
opposed. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to a different ride.
Yeah.
Like if it was a different type of ride system, because we have a lot of screens, especially at Universal Hollywood. There's just so many screens. So if they wanted to amp it up and they wanted to make a different ride and almost kind of like demolish what they have, then I wouldn't be opposed to Simpsons staying around. I just think that, like you said, like Wicked and things like their own IP is a better IP than The Simpsons right now, because The Simpsons has been around for a long time and still has a fan base, a crazy fan base that watches it. But the new generation, I don't think watches The Simpsons.
well, they're
Um,
watching it, but
like
yeah,
the
it's hard to.
teenagers and the teens and things like that. And I think if you're going to get people to want to go to this park, I think you're going to have to update some IPs. And Universal has great IPs in their own um, catalog
Honestly,
behind them.
they should bring How to Train Your Dragon over.
How to Train Your Dragon, Wicked, maybe expand Nintendo World. I don't know how they would do that upstairs, but I'm sure they could figure it out.
With a
Like
warp
I
pipe.
just yeah, the warp pipe, I'm sure. Like those escalators could be warp pipes. Who knows?
Done.
Like they already have that in Epic. But
Yeah.
I mean, like The Simpsons just it feels tired, it feels old, it feels like they don't care about the maintenance, they don't care about keeping the ride up. Sometimes we walk in there and only one of the screen vehicles are working. It just doesn't feel current. And if they want to keep it and Disney lets them renew their contract, then they need to do something else. They need to revamp the ride, especially with having Fast and Furious right next to it.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah,
with that. I mean, going through just looking at the land itself, it's all eatery and that one attraction, and then those darn carnival games that I wish would just be eliminated from all theme parks. I get it, it's a moneymaker, but I just can't with that.
I don't even know that it's a
calm down,
moneymaker.
Walt.
I never
It
see
is.
anybody playing
Somebody
them.
playing them.
Yeah. But what I do see is everybody with those donuts and everybody with merch of some kind, whether it's the Krusty the Clown hair or Sideshow Bob hair or the slippers. Somebody has something Simpsons related in terms of merch or food, and that's a great spot for food and hanging, like sitting up
Oh
there.
yeah.
It's like a hidden gem that nobody really knows about. Up by Moe's Tavern has all that seating up there, so it's one of those spots, but like, yeah, I don't know the last time I was even over there by that ride. It's just a walkway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe we could keep the feel of Springfield in that one little area, especially in Hollywood. I know Orlando has a bigger Springfield and has more like that extra ride as well.
Yeah, but they just
So maybe
ignore it though.
but yeah, so maybe they can like redo something over in Orlando, but I think Hollywood, if you keep the eateries is fine because there's that pizza place, the awkward pizza place and the awkward ice cream place and all of that right outside of Hogwarts. But um, the ride needs something else. And if maybe we knock down that ride and the building becomes something totally different when you go into a different world, and that Springfield area is just Springfield and not part of that ride, and that ride becomes something different. But like I don't think people care about the Simpsons the way that we used to care about the Simpsons. Um,
But it is
yeah,
also always a 40-minute wait. And
That's
because
people are
it's
When the
buying
broken.
screen's
passes.
Because
running,
it's
yeah.
broken.
broken.
Because it's broken.
Yeah.
Because you have 6
Because
screens and you
Yeah.
can only use 3.
yeah, because it's
Yeah, we're training this
broken.
into
But
an
that's
imagine that episode. That's
I
all I know.
know.
why.
This is
No,
so
but
great.
I'm just saying, like, every time you go over there, it's a long wait because they're only using one side of the attraction because the other side has been broken for years.
Well, I do want to say, over in the UK, there are rumors that they're going to be adding a Back to the Future land over there, and this ride started off as Back to the Future. So if
Yeah.
either coast decided to pick that theme back up, I'd be all for it personally. Even though it does fit your tired and no longer being like active property.
If they're going to use the same ride system, they're going to have to knock it down and rebuild it because
I'm sure they
like
can
I said,
fix
it's
some, just grease the axles or
broken.
something, guys. It can't be that hard. I mean, it was a
Maybe if they
revolutionary ride when
care,
it first opened.
I think for me, I would believe more that they cared about this ride if they fixed it. If they did go in and fix it, it just to me they haven't touched much maintenance on it in a really long time.
Well,
So like
too,
Universal's
would
just
you
trying to hurt Disney.
if yeah,
Maybe.
if you were uncertain if that contract was going to renew, would you spend millions to update something
No.
No.
for guest experience when they have a bunch of other experiences that they're building?
If I was Universal right now, I would be talking about getting rid of The Simpsons and building something wicked.
And
That's
people
what
are.
I would be doing if I was in the room. And
No
I mean, no bias, but I'm telling you, tickets went on sale for Wicked for Good this week. We bought tickets for a movie theater, and a couple hours later, that movie theater was pretty much sold out. So I cannot say the same if a Simpsons movie premiered right now.
Well, we are getting a sequel to The Simpsons next year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
So
So
The
we'll
timing
see.
is kind of suspicious. So we'll see how that all
Exactly.
works out.
If we are getting a sequel to the Simpsons movie, I would be interested to see how well that movie does in theaters and whether or not they can build a different ride off of that. That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
I do want to say that as far as like to the showrunner's point over here for The Simpsons, like I don't think that it would destroy either of these Universal parks to get
No.
rid of The Simpsons.
Mm.
Even with the one over in Hollywood, kind of being like in the middle of the park, you can easily wall it off over to the escalators on the left side and
It's just a
go through
building. You can
Hogwarts. Like
repaint a
it's not a big
building.
deal.
You can
Yeah,
redo a building. It's just a building.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would take that long either. So
No.
all right.
But I do think that the people that work on The Simpsons want to keep it in the parks because it is um,
It's a good
if it goes away, it's out of sight, out of mind, you know. And like I think people watch The Simpsons on Disney Plus rather than Fox anymore because most people have streaming rather than cable. But I don't know. That's just kind of my feelings on it. It just needs to change. And I like The Simpsons. I watch The Simpsons. Don't get me wrong. I haven't
No
watched
hate to
them
The
in a while, but
Simpsons.
yeah, no
Yeah.
hate to The Simpsons.
I watch them all the time.
Right.
Right now they're on the live stream. They have Treehouse of Horror 24/7. So I'm good. I'm at
Well,
the part of the night where my earphones have died. So excuse me.
okay. It's all good. We can still hear you just fine.
Okay.
So speaking of Universal Hollywood, So we're gonna do a quick recap of our experience, Kevin and I, our experience at Halloween Horror Nights last week.
Yay!
So, Kevin, I sent you our notes. I don't know if you got it or not. It's on
Where'd
your
you send it?
phone. It's on your
On
phone.
my phone. I put it on Do Not
Uh,
Disturb before the show. That
that's
makes
why I'm
sense.
telling you right now.
I know.
So
I
we went
appreciate that.
through.
What did we do? That was so long ago.
The majority of the houses, and we rated them on a scale of 1 to 10. So,
Ooh.
and we made some notes.
Yay!
So, we went in this order. We went, and this is not the official name, so don't come after me. But the Jason Room, Scarecrow, the WWE,
Yeah, the
Wyatt
something
6.
The White Six, yeah.
We did the Terror Tram featuring the Blumhouse, Poltergeist, Fallout, Monsters 3, and we saw the Chainsaw Man show, which was at the DreamWorks Theater. So, can you guess what our highest rated room was out of that list?
I think that it was
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna go with Poltergeist.
Say them one more time for me,
Those on my
Amanda.
list.
Jason, Scarecrow, WWE in the Wyatt 6, the Terror Tram, Poltergeist, Fallout, Monsters 3, and the Chainsaw Man show.
I'm gonna say your favorite was Monstros.
This is Poltergeist.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna say Poltergeist because I think they've made it almost to the movie, like you're walking through the movie kind of thing.
It was fantastic.
Like the
So I have
original
never
movie.
seen.
It was great.
Yes, I have never seen. I'm not a big at all fan of horror films, scary films. No. Kevin saw it like early
A
on.
long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. But the production was fantastic. It had the moving furniture, it had massive puppetry, and I got a really good jump scare with the clown coming out under the bed. I did not like that.
No, I don't like any
It was
clowns.
brilliant.
No.
I was smiling so big in that house.
Because he didn't tell me anything about it. But the funny thing is that like my mom, like that's one that like she saw it so many years ago, but every scene sticks with her head and in her head. And I explained like what happened in the room, and she had like a reaction to everything I was saying. She's like, "Oh no, oh geez." So, but it was so well done, and it wasn't scary or gory or anything like that. It was just that creepiness.
Scary, but not creepy.
Right.
Right. It's like watching the movie kind of scary kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was cute. I liked it a lot.
We gave it a 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
That's pretty high. That's pretty high.
Yeah. So
nothing there was like terrible. I mean, don't get me wrong. The only thing I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna go through all these that were kind of low on time here.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna do a whole recap on the We're in the Park podcast. So
yes, definitely go and listen to that one. Yeah. But
well, just go give your rating, just like from 1 to 10. Give us your rating on the ones you did.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, go for it.
All right, so for the Jason house, we gave it. This is our combined score, so like it's kind of an average here. 7.5 out of 10. Scarecrow, a 5 out of 10. Again, we'll tell you more on our podcast for why it's that 50% there. The WWE house, we gave it a 6.5 out of 10 as well. The Terror Tram with Blumhouse, we gave it. I guess that's also a 7.5 out of 10.
It is a 7.5.
And then
Kevin gave it an 8, and I gave it a 7.
Oh god.
Yeah. Fallout, we gave together we gave an 8. We both, I think, agreed on that one. Monstrous, I was just kidding. I said a 6.32 because I really wasn't sure what to give it. Did you actually give that a 10, or was that? Is that
no? It's out
agreed?
Of 10.
We averaged 6.32 out of 10. All right, so it's like a 6.5. And Chainsaw Man, that show again, in their defense, like I don't watch anime. Amanda does not watch anime. I feel like I do not understand anime. So we gave this a 3 out of 10 because it was a lot of what the heck is going on here. If you went
And that's
to
what anime
Universal
is.
Fan Fest,
Yeah.
yeah, if you went to Universal Fan Fest and saw that show over there, it was in the same exact Kung Fu Panda DreamWorks theater. If you came out of that show going like, "What the heck was that? Why did I sit through that?" It's the exact same feeling for this show. So
Got it.
it's just like, But if you love that other show, you will love this one too. I'm pretty sure. Like it's like, oh yeah, all the anime I love, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
I mean, anime is you either love it or you hate it, honestly. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't
Did
hate
you have
all
any
anime. It's
fun
just
interactions with
what is
art?
there?
Did you see art or fun
He
interactions
was
with art?
walking everywhere. Like we
He
didn't go
was.
through the Terrifier like house because Amanda was like, "There's too much." She saw the video on YouTube before we got
No,
there.
I
So
get
that's
the
too much
house,
gore for
but
me.
maybe
I
he
did
was
not like
roaming
that.
around a little bit.
He was everywhere. I didn't know he was like
Mm,
in charge of this event. Like Universal hasn't had like a character kind of like leading a Halloween Horse for a few years now, and he isn't
hmm
officially leading this, I don't think. But he was on the lower lot walking around. He was on the upper lot walking around.
Yeah.
He was just like
And there was multiple
everywhere, being
versions.
all art. Yeah,
There was one that was just a regular Art the Clown, and then there was one that was super gory Art the Clown. So there was multiple
Yeah.
he was
in a
versions.
going
Santa
through some
Claus
stuff.
was he Christmas
Didn't
I
style?
don't think I saw the Santa one.
Yeah,
see
because
if
like
he was,
over
but
in Orlando, he
Terrifier
could show
3
up as
version.
a Santa Claus. He can show up,
mm,
and the thing is John Murdy said that Art the Clown. I'm not quite sure. I know he's a clown that kills people in crazy ways. Um, but I'm not quite sure what the story is, but he's the only character that is allowed to roam. Like he could show up in his own house, but he could also be in like there's nowhere safe from Art. So like he could be in a store. Like people had
Yeah,
TikToks
I've seen
where
him
he was
shopping with
shopping.
people. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen him
and like
do all
the
kinds of
you could
things.
go to one of the restaurants. So if you're sitting down just eating and not expecting anything in there, he could show up in there. For some reason, he's the only person allowed to roam freely like that. But
Yeah.
and I'm not quite sure what the story is behind that, but he's allowed to roam everywhere. So
Yeah. I know in
Well, we
Florida
definitely
they had
saw
a bit of an issue with him roaming, but I know in Hollywood that it's not as big of an
And the
issue.
issue
And
wasn't with him, it was with people wanting to get their 5 minutes of fame with him and make him do stuff and wouldn't let him roam. Like it's weird because like in Orlando, like even at Disney, like you have even like fast passes to like meet certain characters, right? Whereas like Disneyland, our characters just roam. That we are used to Peter Pan and Captain Hook and all of them just roaming Fantasyland. You don't have a set time to meet them. You only have a set time to meet the princesses. But in Orlando, you have a set time to meet everyone. So I just don't think they're used to that, is
makes
what it
sense.
was.
I
I
know
know
there was
people
one
were like
spot
chasing him and stuff, and I don't
There
know.
was one spot in
Yeah.
Hollywood where there was a handler there telling people repeatedly, "Sorry, Art is not taking photos right now." Where it was like he was not stopping, he was just doing his thing, and there
Yeah.
was
And it's because in
no
Orlando,
slowing
they
him
had an
down.
issue with it. Yeah.
Well, I think in Hollywood we're used to kind of that way where people are telling us, "Oh, he's just roaming around. He's not really taking photos. If you get a selfie with him, then maybe, but he's not stopping." And people listen and are like, "Oh, okay, just have a fun moment with him." Um, in Orlando, people were not so understanding about it, I think, because of the way they've trained their guests to stand in line for
Be a little more
characters and
aggressive.
have fast
Yeah,
passive. Yeah, they were a little more
interesting.
aggressive, is what I saw. But I'm so happy that he has been able to interact with guests and have fun with it. I know I've seen a few TikToks of him just pulling things out of a bag and doing all kinds of clown things. I think that has kind of been like my favorite thing to watch from it, like just what Art the Clown's doing. So
Even
it's
though he is
been
a serial killer.
yeah.
yeah.
He's just a funny little clown,
Yeah, I haven't
or
seen the
just a
movie,
silly
Totally
so
little
am I supposed to
guy.
be
understand him.
afraid of this? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like watching the Ethan Hawke character from the Black Phone, where like I haven't seen the movie, so am I supposed to be afraid of you because you seem nice?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So,
You seem
yeah.
nice. You seem okay, but
Did
he
you eat
also
any did you eat anything crazy?
I don't
We
think we did.
had
We ate before we got
no,
in.
Mm.
yeah,
What did we eat
yeah,
in
because we
there?
didn't want to
Stand in lines for
to stand in
food.
line. We did go up to Cletus's Chicken Shack and had a salad.
Crap.
Oh.
There you go.
Just because it was
Nothing
like
too
we were
exciting.
in a big group. We were in a group of 13, so it was kind of like,
Wow.
all right, let's stop and divide and conquer for food and come back in 30 minutes kind of thing. So we just grabbed a quick bite and then
Nice.
back out. But we didn't have anything specific to the event this time.
Okay.
I
Jumped
know
out to it
Sarah,
'cause, like, we had
Richard,
to have
and
it.
Julie all went to Halloween Horror Nights, and they said they thoroughly enjoyed their night. So, it's been Halloween Horror Nights. If you haven't gone, get your tickets and go. If you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Give it a
So
chance, Kelly. What are you doing?
Oh,
give it a
wait, did you guys rate all the houses?
The
all
ones
of
All
where
us
they
ones that
went
we
into.
did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do the Terrifier and the Freddy one. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
Five
Five Nights
Nights
at
at Freddy's.
It's just the
That
line was like
line
2
was
hours
so
long.
long.
Yeah.
And people that we had heard from just in line, they were saying like, I don't know why I stood that long for that room. Like it didn't make sense. Like it's one of those of like, okay, cool.
It,
If you're a fan of the
yeah.
fandom, cool.
I think
But
somebody said like the best part about it was that puppet that they made for it.
mhm,
But they said that it really wasn't like scary or like
It's
a
not
good.
supposed to be scary. They said it's exactly like the movie, and the movie has a lot of kid fan base. So it is going to be the least scariest house, even though you have evil robots chasing you or whatever, and you have. I think I've seen like dead kids or something like that, or ghost kids or whatever they're supposed to be. But it's not really based off of the video game. It's based off of what they did with the movie, and they are doing a sequel movie. I think next year or later this year, either this year or later on next year. So it's still a popular fan base, and that's kind of why people were like, there's a lot more kids going this time around, I guess, to horror nights, and why they were a little afraid that like with the Nobu necklaces, like if it would ruin the experience, which obviously it doesn't. They do it at Knott's Berry Farm, or at Six Flags, where they have the Nobu necklaces. It doesn't ruin the
Disney World.
experience, but people were afraid of that, and it's because kids are going now because they want to see their favorite video game. They wanted to go to Five
In real
Nights at
life.
Freddy's.
Yeah,
Did
'cause
you
it's coming
feel
out
like there were more
December
kids there than
December
I was
5th,
just
usual?
by the way.
thinking.
Is when the movie's coming out for Friday
Oh,
Oh,
or
okay.
Freddy's
okay,
2.
December. Okay.
I didn't think about it at all until you just mentioned it. There were a good number of like
Small
10
kids.
to 12
Like you're still too
even
little
like
for this,
like
guys.
Yeah,
8
and
to 9 year olds.
that is the exact age range that are obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah. There were
Interesting.
so many kids like that had the little cupcake. They had
Mhm.
different shirts with, and I was like, I'm not the
Yeah.
target demo. I just
It's
don't
on the
get
same
this.
level as like Fortnite. I don't get it. I just
Yeah.
don't, but it's
But
there.
kudos to you guys if
Yeah.
if that's your
Yeah,
jam.
definitely.
Um
Not gonna yuck
so
your yum.
Yeah.
no.
But I'm like, I
Uh
don't want to see Chuck E. Cheese go evil. Like that's what it is. It's an evil
ugh.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I already had
Yep.
nightmares when I was little about Chuck E. Cheese. I don't
I
need
was
nightmares now.
I was just gonna say we've already been down that road as
Yeah.
kids. We don't need to relive this experience.
Talk
uh,
about no maintenance on an animatronic.
Yeah.
See, but these kids
uh,
missed out on that, so they're finally
they
getting it.
did.
So that's
This
nice.
is
Guess
their
In a
Chuck E.
video
so.
Cheese.
game.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So before we wrap up, let's look at something outside of the Disney parks and Universal. But I will have a Disney tie in with this, and that is a brand new theme park that has been announced for Las Vegas. So let me pull this up because this one kind of caught me off guard. I did not expect news to be coming out this week about it. But this is like I said, a new theme park coming to Las Vegas. Here's some of the concept art that they have that they've put
I
out.
didn't
It's
even catch this.
it's gonna
Whoa.
be they're gonna have rides and lands inspired by the 1950s and 60s. And it says at the entrance of the park, guests would step through a time travel portal, which I guess is what we're seeing here, to access themed lands based on American pop culture, different from different decades, from the 50s to the 90s, plus a tomorrow zone. And this looks like a water show, kind of similar to what we have at Epic Universe, kind of a look to it with the fountains and people sitting around it, with the lighting effects going on in the trees. So this is still in the very early development stages. There's no construction commenced or an opening date announced, but I did find it interesting as it shows here. Retro Escapes is what this theme park is going to be called,
Hmm.
and some information from Las Vegas CEO Daniel Leo and GPAV Destinations. Those are the two that are spearheading this theme park, and the latter PGVA, got dyslexic there. Um, PGAV Destinations have worked on a number of attractions, including one of our favorites, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So
Mm.
they've worked on SeaWorld attractions, all kinds of different stuff. So I'm pretty excited about this if this is actually going to happen. So you can check
Yeah.
out their website
That
over
gives me a
at,
whole new new way to
yeah,
experience Vegas. I want to go there.
yeah. So
I'm
you can,
so interested because it kind of sounds like a retro version of Epic. Like Epic's kind of that fantasy, sci-fi horror version of time traveling, and this kind of feels like you're traveling back to like the 50s, the 60s, um, but also using portals and things like that. So I'm interested to see how this all shakes out eventually, and hopefully
Huh.
we can get more information on it.
Oh, sis.
Because it feels a little epic-y, but
Yeah,
it
it feels like you
does.
like a
combined
copycat.
Universal Epic Universe with Disney's Pop Century Resort as a
Absolutely.
theme park.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Like you're
Um,
Yeah,
going through time through the music aspect of it. Like I love
right.
that.
So you can
yeah.
check, yeah, you can check out retroescapes.com. That is the website that we're viewing right now. And they also have like the ultimate retro experience. You can check out all the different concept art that they have. They even have some future events like 1990s Throwback Jams Night. It also has like dates to be determined, but you can get on their mailing list. So it definitely seems more legit than just random concept art being
Hmm.
thrown out there. Um, and it does say like Vegas and Chicago for Retro Escape, so I'm not sure what they have going on in
In
Chicago.
Chicago.
But I did find this super interesting. So you can also, again, that's retroescapes.com. You can also check out VCAVdestinations.com and check out that company and all of the work that they've done from theme parks around the world. So I just thought that was super cool. And, you know, from people who created Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, I'm like, all right, I'm down. I see what you're
Yeah.
doing.
I mean, that's one of the
So
better rides in Disney World right now. So if they can make
yeah,
rides like that and continue to make rides like that, then might just be a Vegas destination.
Yeah. And
yeah,
it needs it right
Yeah.
now.
it does.
Yeah.
I
It
still
does.
give this about like a 10% chance of actually being built, right? So is that
Wow.
is that about
Okay,
right?
well, Kevin's on the record. He's on the record that he doesn't believe it's
Well, this
happening.
well, this guy is like he's the self-declared CEO of Las Vegas, right? I don't even know what that means. I'm still trying to figure this
It just
out.
means that he is the only one that calls himself the CEO of Las
Right?
Vegas.
Right.
He's not the
But
We'll
mayor.
see.
He's the CEO of a city, which doesn't have a CEO usually. So
Right?
yeah,
but
yeah.
I
So it's a
mean,
lot.
Las Vegas is a business, right? It's a business.
Yeah.
So
yes,
we'll
and
see.
they need to bring more people in, and the tourism industry as a whole can benefit from it.
Hmm.
And if they have some sort of indoor attraction like they have going on over at Area 15, with
Area
the
51.
The yeah,
Or 15,
Omega
yeah.
Mart and the Meow Wolf thing, like that experience of itself is a multiple visit experience. So,
yeah.
um, so
The
something like that
Sphere.
would be really
A lot of
cool.
people
The
are going
Sphere,
to the concerts for the Sphere for the concerts and
Yeah.
movies and all of that. So Vegas is picking up. It's picking back up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
I think we're ready to close this out. We're hitting our 2-hour mark, which is just crazy, but it has
Right.
been
It's been a great hour, everybody.
it's been a busy theme park week in the
Yeah.
news. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope that you got a lot out of this episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, then scroll on down to your podcast player and give us a 5-star rating. And if you have an extra minute to write a written review or share it with another theme park loving friend, that would be amazing. It only takes a couple seconds. It tells Apple, Spotify, and all the other players that we're doing something magical and awesome. And it helps out the channel. If you're checking us out on YouTube, hi! Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Be sure to check out our amazing sponsors, our absolutely free Discord, and our Patreon page for more details. Links to everything are in the show notes. And until next time, we'll see you in the parks. Bye for now.
Bye.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.